Walter Adolph Georg Gropius, or famously known as Walter Gropius. He's a German and American architect, educator, and designer. Born in 18th May 1883 in Berlin, Germany, Walter Gropius was inspired to be an architect by his father and granduncle, who were also architects. In 1903, at the age of 20, he left to Munich to study architecture at Technical University. However, as his brother passed away in his fourth year, he did not manage to complete his course and get a degree. Walter Gropius was different from other architects as he didn't know how to draw. He had to rely on others to complete his homework for him. In 1908, Gropius started to work as a creative consultant for Peter Behrens, a renowned architect and industrial designer. There, he practiced seminal AEG tube and hole in concrete, steel, and glass. He left the company with Adolf Meyer to establish a practice in Berlin. They designed the facade of Vegas factory. It was the first building to have a facade covered with glass, and this factory also had narrow pillars. The corners were left without any support. This new architecture technique creates a sense of openness and continuity between interior and exterior. This building demonstrated modernist principle. Horizontal layers of the building form balance with the vertical windows. The rectus house formed by the interlocking of L-shaped rectangular and a square at the corner. The protruding cubic of first floor forms shadows beneath the building, forming a floating effect to the director's house. Flat roof is applied in the house, creating an extra living space, such as sunbathing. It is different from the ancient slanted rooftop with attic. Avoidance of timber rafters, mainly the cause of fire. Elimination of unnecessary surfaces presented to the action of wind and weather, therefore less need for repairs. In Gropius' belief, attention from the sky should be paid to the building by the developments of the aircraft. Flat roof building will then create an impressive view from the sky like hanging gardens. There was a separate hidden entrance on the street side of the house that was architecturally clever, led to a basement specially prepared for the caretaker of the seventh house. We are going to talk about the famous Farnsworth House. It was designed by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe and was located in Plano, Illinois, USA. It uses modern materials such as steel and glass to create its skin and bones. Here, I'm going to talk about the famous architect of the Farnsworth House, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. Here's the form of the glass and steel design for the building, and he actually borrowed Carl Friedrich's shingles, post and lintel for the construction of the glass and steel. Being an architect, he is also a furniture designer. One of his most famous quotes was, "Less is more." He made core of his clean, bare, and striking design to his building. Mies met Dr. Edith Farnsworth in late 1945. She told him about her property beside Fox River and wanted him to build a modern weekend retreat. Many things had happened and construction almost shut down due to over-budget and the Korean War. The Farnsworth House design was based on three main styles. The first one is Japanese style. The door of Farnsworth House is a sliding door, much like Japanese houses. It is often open so that we can be able to see the Fox River through the screen of trees and to feel the combination of the nature and the interior. As for the plan, Japanese uses tatami mat to determine the size of the room. Similarly, the floor slab was used in Farnsworth House to determine the proportion of plan, spacing of columns, and the position of other elements. For the structure of the house, it is based on various traditional hands, Eskimo house, North German farmhouse, Stonehenge, and the Great Temple. By combining this structure and modern materials, Mies is able to create the strongest yet simplest structure for Farnsworth House. As for the proportion, it is mainly based on Great Temple Rome. The common ratio of Great Temple Rome is 12:6, whereas Farnsworth House slab's length to width is 2:1, exactly the same proportion. The Farnsworth house consists of a pair of identically sized horizontal rectangular planes. These two planes have been split into two to create a place in between. Mies wanted these two planes to float purely and simply in space. The whole perimeter of the house is made of glass instead of normal walls. By doing this, it allows an uninterrupted view of the landscape all around the